Consumer sentiment. Consumer sentiment. The lowest since 2011. So, all I want to say is go figure. That number came out about 10 minutes ago. Consumer sentiment, the lowest since 2011, and the markets are going up. Consumer sentiment index went down to 72, the lowest since December 2011, from the final reading of 73.2. Folks, that is not good news. I got to tell you, forget the job numbers, forget everything. It's the worst news that we could possibly get. Now, I said earlier in the week that it is very unlikely. I wish I remember what I called, because I think what I said is probably going to be around 73. As a matter of fact, I remember, now that I'm looking at the 73.2, I think I said it's probably going to be the same or down to about 73. Well, I was really wrong, because it was down to 72. That's a huge swing. It's Christmas season coming up. Everybody's thinking about the holidays. And we have consumer sentiment in the tank. And we're talking about this economy and watching the markets go up like people are dancing in the streets. It's so aggravating for someone like me who's been watching this stuff for so many years, that there's always certain things that you can count on that are correlations in the numbers. They're saying, well, economists aren't too surprised because the consumer sentiment's down because people are upset over the government shutdown. Really? Come on. The government shutdown? Let me ask you something. How many people do you know, unless they worked for the government, how many people do you know that were just hanging their head and pacing the floors because the government was shut down for a few days? So much so that they said, I'm not buying anything because the government is shut down. I mean, how many people think? Maybe you know somebody. I don't know. I didn't know anybody. It's a big number, folks. That's not good. But it's even worse that, again, we see another fundamental of the economy. Another fundamental, which happens to be one of my favorite fundamentals, one of the fundamentals of the economy seeming to be in the tank, and nobody cares. I mean, we have been trending now with lower consumer sentiment for 4 months. I think that it's safe to say that this is a trend. This isn't a 1 week deal. I think it's safe to say that the last four consumer sentiment numbers is considered a trend. And it's not a good one.